the heck happened? Oh, my freaking Dota crashed. Alright, give me a second here. Game did start. Not the game, the draft. But where's my Dota? Why is it not opening? Alright, we get you. I don't know why opening my streaming thing crashes Dota sometimes, but let's get into it. Alright, so I did see this already. Complexity decides to go with this IO pick, first pick. I'm interested to see this. This is Z-Freak IO. Oh, Saksa Rubik as well. The second pick, a puck here. This is probably an offlane puck. Yeah, I don't see this being a mid puck. I really don't. Team Liquid agree as well. Say ban of Viper here. Pretty popular complexity hero. Look at the other bands here. They're banning some cheese. This is Visage ban, huh? Has Complexity been playing Visage? I've been watching their games. But a little bit about Team Liquid. If you guys didn't know, they actually lost to Navi yesterday. Spoiler. So they're showing that they're not invincible. And this game is important now to them now that they lost yesterday. They really need to win this one. And I mean, there is a chance that Complexity upset them here as well. The Leshrac ban and the Jakiro ban makes perfect sense. Looking at Liquid's draft, they're a little bit weak in the laning stage because of this Morphling, but they're going to make up with it with the Sand King Skywrath pick. And later on in the game, they're also very good at chasing. Once they get a small advantage in a fight, it's going to be very hard for Complexity to disengage, even with elusive heroes like Puck and Io. They always can get just glimpsed back. But looking at it, if this CK gets like, he doesn't even need like free farm, right? He just needs certain items, and these heroes will be just completely shut down. Like if Skywrath gets caught by one reality rift, he's just instant dead. Doesn't even need to be stunned, just instant dead from one reality rift. And the CK illusions, and the same thing could be said for Disruptor, but at least he has a way of defending himself. If he can pop the Static Storm down, he can buy a little bit more time. Even of the Morphling, if he plays on low HP, gets silenced or lifted before his Lincoln Sphere, I mean, he could just easily die as well. Looking at Complexity's last pick here, they just need something in lane that's going to help them siege towers, because they're kind of lacking that right now. Oh, wait. Alright, they say never mind to that. They're going to pick Pango, so it is a puck mid. So offlane Pangolier. Well, now they have the Io Pango combination. I played with this the other day. Freaking, once Io gets level 20 and a Maelstrom, you tether it to Pango, and it's like, you're like rapid fire Io, because you attack for every single time he does a swashbuckle thingy, or the spell. Is that what it's called? Swashbuckle, yeah. Now looking at Liquid here. Alright, I don't get a chance. They're gonna pick the hero that sieges towers instead. Which I feel like every draft needs one of those. But Complexity don't care. Like, they don't have any way of pushing. So their only game plan is to farm or take team fights and hope they win the team fights, because they're not pushing into these heroes without winning a team fight. Otherwise, they're just gonna get blink, stun, Skywrath ulted, static stormed, etc., etc. Now looking at the laning stage here, it should be Rubik CK dual lane, or I don't know what hero helps Pango more. Because I don't think Pango can get away with solo laning. He definitely needs a dual lane partner. Maybe a Rubik, because both these supports are actually pretty weak in the laning stage compared to Liquids. Depends how they play it though, but we do have Moo on the Pangolier. Limp is going to be taking the mid puck. He is Z-Freak on his Io. Soxa Rubik. And Chessie playing the Chaos Knight. They accidentally fortify there. Reggie H on the 4 position Skyrath. Kuroki is going to be taking the Disruptor. Miracle Morphling. Mid Morphling? Oh, he's just without regen. Okay. Matama Man on the Death Prophet. And Mind Control is going to be taking the Sand King. So there is a smoke that Complexity is going to go for here, but it doesn't look like it's going to find anyone. Liquid saw this coming, actually. Triple Mango build for the CK. Yeah, and IO is going for the new build here. Now, it's funny, I call this the new build, but this used to be my old build. I would go the exact same build, actually, minus the Fairy Fire. Because back then you didn't have enough gold for it, and like, of course, the tangos you would get like 4, right? I wonder if he's definitely gonna go for the Helm Dawn build now, probably. But yeah, I don't really like I don't like rushing bottle anymore, or to even go bottle at all sometimes on IO. If you want to know more about that, look at the last video on this channel where I do a replay analysis of one of Zai's replay playing this new IO build. So, okay, this makes a lot more sense now. So I knew that Pangolier couldn't lane against these heroes, so instead they're just going to go for the aggro tri-lane and just let Pango solo against the Sand King. Oh, and they get the stun. To start off onto Miracle, he didn't get his morph off, and it's level 1 morph. And they're going to make the use of the Morphling being really weak in lane. The supports are stronger though, especially just harassing out, but their carry is weaker. So I believe because of that, Complexity will have the advantage in this lane. They have to be careful though, because if Morphling starts getting kills, he definitely can start to fight back. But at level 1, he pretty much does nothing. And we have a lot of harass traded. So there's no stun on Liquid's lane, or no form of real disable. Where on the Complexity side, they got 2 stuns. All Liquid does is just shoot damage out. Which, against an IO, that's not good. Because against an IO, you want to kill people, not harass. Because if you harass against an IO, he's just going to heal it up. Because they can just share the regen very efficiently, just by passing him tangos and then tethering, healing up any hero that is missing HP. So this is gonna be a 1 lane here for a Complexity for sure, unless something goes awry, someone gets caught out of position. The mid lane, this is definitely a DP favored lane, I think. Should be. But it looks like Lim's doing just fine. I mean, Puck can match up against most heroes. Ooh, Kuroki's actually going to be able to steal both bounties there. But now he's stuck in a bad position. Space created. We managed to dodge the auto attack for the south. Kuroki's running all the way around. Top lane, I expect Sand King to do well here, as he's going to own most melee heroes. I'm right about that. Miracle, he hasn't used much regen. Interesting. Or he fared out more, I guess. Because he started with the 2 shared tangos. And they're faring out even more, yeah. Like, he should be able to last it in his lane. You see his last hits are fine, as long as he has the regen. Because they don't have kill potential on him once he gets a couple of levels up. Like, he was the most vulnerable when he was level 1. And I think Liquid has done a good job. Like, they're not going to win the lane, but Complexity isn't going to be able to stop Miracle from farming either. He just has to pick and choose which last hits he goes for. And he can get most of them, especially if the wave goes under his tower. Like, the only thing limiting him in this lane is regen. And notice, he's just buying regen. He's like, okay, it's going to suck, because I have to spend most of the gold I get from last hits on buying these tangos and selfs, but I'm going to be able to last hit. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to last hit, wouldn't be able to be in the lane at all. So far, this is actually going to favor Liquid with how the laning stage is going to go. But I want to count Complexity's lineup out. Is they haven't hit their power spike yet, of course. It's with this Pangolier getting a few items up and this CK getting a few items up. And of course, no Complexity. Even though they don't have Swindle Melons anymore, they've retained a pretty similar playstyle where they're going to run at you. And they have the full-on team fighting lineup here. Or 5-man lineup. Of course, they can split a little bit with the relocate on the IO, but oh, we have a reality rift here on the morph. But with 2 points in attribute shift now, he can morph back and forth relatively quickly, making him a lot harder target to go for. Oh, this is solo kill. Oh, just gonna trade kills back in the bottom lane though. I didn't want to miss the action down here, but missed the top. Again, a lot of harass traded, but no one actually dying. Said top Mu actually gets solo killed. He rushed a javelin. That's funny. Well, Liquid's gonna go back in shrines. 5 minutes, pretty efficient. 3 heroes. In the mid lane, we have Limp going relatively even. They're actually just straight on even. So far, Liquid definitely winning the top lane here with the Sand King. But the thing about the Pangolier is he doesn't really need that much farm. As long as he got like all this free experience, he's not been denied so much. He did die, but he's gonna be able to do what a Pango does, which is take these nasty team fights with the Rolling Thunder. And same thing with the Puck. Like, the thing about Complexity's lineup is they aren't farm dependent at all. Like, they need a couple of core items, but that's about it. And they're going to be ready to fight, and this game is going to go down to how Liquid respond to those fights once Complexity hit their power spikes. Because again, I did mention, like, these two supports, they get out of position, they can instantly die in these team fights. Same thing with even DP Morphling. All these heroes except for Sand King, I guess. And the Sand King is going for the tankier build here with the treads, allowing him more lane control. And if you look at the CK's farm, now he's going to surpass the Morphling, because as these heroes get more and more levels, the lane actually gets harder again for a Miracle. So at level 1 he was a little bit weak, he was hitting a little bit of a spike where he can farm. Solo kill again? What is my... Okay. Maybe we should be watching top here. I'm not expecting it. This lane is just rough for Mu, I guess. Expecting something about to happen down here. Not much. Or in the mid lane, there shouldn't be a kill either way. Someone would have to mess up real bad. And their Limp is gonna slightly edge over now. Both heroes level 6. They're actually gonna TP Limp over to top to defend the tower, and Pangolier's gonna go bottom. He has Rolling Thunder. They're ready to fight. There's gonna be the stun Reality Rift onto Miracle. Now the Rolling Thunder is coming through, and oh no, this might be real bad for Complexity. This TP rotation from Atama Man is gonna turn this one around. It's gonna be 2 kills already. They couldn't take down Miracle. The glimpse back as well, as I mentioned. There is no running for Complexity. It's gonna be 3 kills. Perfect rotation from Atama Man. And he just didn't have the damage. And actually, Limp almost going down top to mind control. Alright, this is not looking good for Complexity right now, because remember when I was talking about that timing, because of how disastrous the laning stage has gone now, losing top, now losing bottom, and I mean, they didn't lose mid, but they just gave this DP like a triple kill. Well, she didn't get the triple kill, but she got 3 kills. With her rotation, they've effectively just lost on all fronts. So now they just need to chill, but it's hard now because these heroes on the side of Liquid are real annoying. They're not going to be able to kill that easily, right? But except for the Sand King, that's the lane they have to be worried about. But if they go to a lane, they're going to get harassed down. They're going to eat max nuke from Crypt Swarm, or it's not maxed out yet, but it's level 3, and Chessie can't even be mid comfortably. Oh, he's actually going to get just straight up nuke down. He might even die here. No, he's fine. And a magic stick. GH taking some tower shots, but he should be fine. Now Saksa's coming in, and he's eating some nukes. This is what I'm talking about. Like, once the DP gets ahead like this, like, it's impossible to show up against her in lane. Now Z-Freak walks by. He's going to eat a nuke. Alright, never mind. And you know, on this bottom lane, there's a Dream Coil used, but they didn't get anything off of it. They couldn't even commit for Kuroki, so they're all out of abilities. And meanwhile, Minecraft just takes the top tower by himself. He did go for a hood. Now he's literally unkillable. Level 10 as well. So Z-Freak did end up going back for a bottle, but he's going to go for Soul Ring afterwards. And Complexity are still attempting to fight, but nothing is going to happen off of this. Like, Miracle didn't even come close to dying. Meanwhile, top, Mind Control gets a solo kill Saksa here. Back in the bottom lane. It's going to be a jump here onto Moo. Miracle will have to morph strength a little bit here. As you can see, like, they have trouble killing people. As I mentioned, like, without Glimpse, they actually can't really kill people that well, because they don't have a lot of stuns other than Sand King. And that's why I'm looking at Complexity's lineup, and it might have just been better off for them to just give the Morphling farm. Like, who cares, right? Because Miracle's still farming okay anyway. Like, they shut him down a little bit with this aggro try, but the other Sand King is literally such a big problem that he's just sitting here top, next to the tier 2. The Saksa is going to get solo killed by him again. And he's going to take a tier 2 by himself. Oh, Saksa almost lives there, but he'll still go down. They attempt for a kill onto Miracle, but now he's just going to TP out. They're going to do a tower trade, but there's going to be a tier 1 for a tier 2, and they cannot go up here. If they go up here, they cannot contest Mind Control. Like, Mind Control wants them to come up here, because at that point they can rotate more heroes over, and Complexity is just screwed. This is their only play is down here in the bottom lane, and they had to bring 4 heroes for it. Everyone minus Saksa, who's just trying to get his level 6. And now with this tier 2 taken, they can collapse over down mid. Or actually, Mind Control, it's not backing off. He's like, alright, let me pressure the tier 3. He still has a catapult with him. And, I mean, Complexity's still putting pressure down here. They're going to TP the CK up finally to defend their tier 3. But he can't farm here. Like, he can't even go to the next wave comfortably. Like, he has to wait for it to come up. If he walks this far forward, he runs the risk of dying. And what Miracle is able to do now is he should be able to farm bottom, and Liquid could actually effectively just pressure all 3 lanes. Well, not really bottom lane, but like Miracle can farm like right here. Like, he doesn't have to worry about dying. And the worst case scenario, they could always TP into the shrine and fight because of how far ahead they are. And as I was talking about, Chessie literally walks not even up the ramp. He walked like 1 inch up the ramp and he instantly did. He can defend, but he cannot farm it. And he tried to farm it, gets punished instantly by Liquid. Literally instantly. And they place a ward right here as well. Now, of course, this is going to be the riskiest lane to farm. As you see, Miracle is playing very cautiously, but he should be able to farm it. Like, I don't think Io and Puck can solo kill him as long as he's sitting on appropriate amount of strength. I mean, it's full agi, like Envy. The thing about what Envy does is he not only goes full agi, but he goes full agi and he keeps the Morphon, so you know he's full agi without even clicking on him. I missed a kill here mid. That's what I was talking about. They can control top, collapse down onto mid, and they do just that. They kill Saksa. Mid tower is going to be gone. Miracle can still farm this lane, so effectively controlling all 3 lanes. They're going to give up top lane a little bit, so they can go over to mid like this, but that's fine. They can always go back and push it again. I mean, there's no place for Complexity really to farm. Like, this CK, like, this is the carry, right? He can't even be, like, he's ready to fight right now without having fighting items. Like, it's okay if he's playing like this, if he has his armlet already, but there's literally no place for him to farm his armlet. Like, they gave Mu the top lane because he's the only one who can really take it without dying, and okay. Maybe he's still gonna die. Should be fine with the Rolling Thunder. Miracle is going to TP up here. This is a perfect opportunity for him. He's going to take over this side now. And the rest of Liquid just go as 4 or 3, and they can just kill anyone. And there's the stun onto Saksa. He's going to go down. Z-Freak. Not much you can do there to save him. So this is going to be Limp's lane. CK is going to jungle. Mu try to take top what he can, but for the most part, he's going to take whatever, like, lanes available. Like, he's the most survivable hero other than Puck. Survivable core that can take lanes. Okay, what happened? Puck got silenced. That's what happened. I mean, he knew that they were all here, right? I don't know how he got caught out. He got greedy trying to cut the wave or something, and they got silenced by GH. And they lose both as well because Z-Freak tried to relocate save up. And now Liquid feeling confident enough just to push bottom with 3 heroes. Disruptor is just farming mid. He's not even there. He's not even there. Mind Control stuns Saksa. It loses 75% of his HP. They're going to just push bottom. Exorcism is up in 10 seconds. Miracle is free farming here in the meantime. Mind Control low on mana, so they just want to pressure a little bit. Now TP is actually going to TP top here. I think they're going to go for a bait play behind Miracle. These two are going to move like this, and they're just going to take over this area, push mid. And Complexity aren't ready to fight yet. They need, yeah, I'll tell you what they need, right? They need a Armlet and a Echo Saber for this guy. Maybe a Blink Dagger as well. Armlet, Echo Saber, Blink. That's all he needs, but he's struggling to get it because there's no place for him to farm. Now this Puck just needs his Blink. This guy needs a Blink as well. And that's really all they need. But they can't get it. And by the time they get it, it might be too late. Liquid might be too strong. As they collapse onto the IO here, who is just trying to ward or something. I don't know what he's doing there. Just trying to farm, I guess. Now over to mid, so make this rotation here. CK has to leave the mid lane, and the only heroes getting farm is this Pango and the Puck, which might actually buy enough time for them to win this game. Okay, Chessie just gets dumpstered. Limp TP's in, but gets immediately glimpsed back to top. He's like, oh well. Io is here, but he's alone on the high ground. They are not going to be able to burst down with Tome Man without the CK. Z-Freak gets stunned. He needs to be able to tether away, but it's a short-range tether because the Swashbuckle actually went in. But he's still going to be fine. And they're going to try to hit the orbs here onto the Sand King, but he's very tanky with the Hood. Stun comes out, Lift tosses him back. He wants to commit for Z-Freak, but he's healing up with the bottle. He gets the auto attack off, and he will finally get the kill there onto Z-Freak, but Mind Control might have extended too deep. He got the blink away, and he should be able to TP out. No. Dream Coil, stolen stun coming out from Rubik, and that's big for Complexity actually. Getting those kills, slowing down. That was TP ultimate, not doing much. Though Miracle has still been farming this entire time. They did slow him down a little bit. Just forgot to hold another net worth here. I mean, Mind Control's at the top. So you see, like, Miracle is still kind of in catch-up mode. He's not ready to fight quite yet. But, I mean, they have all the time in the world for the CK actually feel strong. He's currently 0-3 and 0. Might be in trouble. Glimpsed back. Metal Man is here. They don't have the IO to relocate him out. But he's actually going to try to turn this around. They know there's no exorcism. And, oh no, they just misplayed. They underestimated the strength of the CK even without his armlet. With the Phantasm, he's going to go back in onto the Disruptor. He drops the Static Storm, but again, it's only going to buy time. Not enough to actually save him, of course. And then the Rolling Thunder comes in, catches out Miracle, who's currently transformed into Puck, but he's silenced. He can't actually morph back into Morph, but he will be able to do it at the last second there as the silence wears off. And now the Epicenter two-man stun comes out from Mind Control, actually connecting there onto Mu a little bit as well. And now it's the Complexity who be the ones who extend too far. And they were so close. If they can get that kill into Miracle, that would have been huge. And I think Z-Freak is just going to be left to die here. But maybe not. They're going to look to fight it. This Blink silence comes out from the Puck, but immediate silence comes out from GH. Gets deleted there with the Adaptive Strike. So it's going to end up being a 3-for-2 trade, which is not bad. It could have been so much more if they can kill Miracle there, but the silence did not quite last long enough. And now with that, they're going to use the Exorcism to go into Roshan. They know that Complexity has expended all their resources. And you can see how they fought there. Just imagine if their laning stages went a little bit better. Like, I think they had a lot of different alternatives to lane it. And I think the best one was to just give the CK the free lane. Against Sand King, it's a rough lane, but with the supports, one support, maybe two supports at the start, and then Pango can do some weird shit where he like pulls a second creep wave. I don't know, like he can figure it out because he did get a solo lane, but he effectively lost the lane anyway. So they might as well have him off lane and get the most that he could. Because these supports, they have glimpse, they have a bunch of nukes, but they don't really have kill potential that easily onto a Pango, especially with a Morphling carry. And a nice Rolling Thunder play there from Mu. Immediately takes the Aegis off of Miracle. Oh, that was a big Mystic Flare, but it didn't actually manage to kill him. Now they're going to finish him off with the Adaptive Strike. IO with the Overcharge actually allowing him to tank up so much there. And now they're going to dive deep onto the tier 3. Puck's in trouble. Epicenter coming out from Mind Control. Going to connect onto 2. It's going to be a full-on team wipe here. All 5 dead. They lost the Aegis pretty much immediately after getting it, but it didn't matter. They take the team fight anyway without even Exorcism. That was just the overwhelming force of Epicenter and nukes coming out from the rest of their heroes. Puck will be forced to buy back. They still have Phantasm here. They actually can fight this, in my opinion. They just need to wait. They need to wait. There it is, the Phantasm. Because they really want to get this catch to get a 2-man Dream Coil. They will get rid of the Disruptor immediately here. He's down, but Puck gets deleted. Now Chessie getting focused down. He's really low. All of his illusions are already gone. And the relocate doesn't come back in time. However, the Rolling Thunder bouncing through. IO gonna TP back in after relocating back to the fountain. They really want Mind Control here, but they can't chase for him. And they're gonna have to settle with a 2-for-2 trade, but that's 2-for-2 after already getting 5-man Wyatt. And you can see that barely was a advantage there for Complexity with that trade there. And whoops, Mu was not expecting to die there. I thought they were backing off, but Mind Control Miracle is still staying around, and that was one stun. Adaptive Strike, something right clicks for Miracle, and that was it for the Pangolier. And that was Z-Freak. Gonna watch himself. Smoked up as well. And they're waiting for any hero to show to a wave. And I mean, what is Complexity's play here? Just sit in base. And they're warding coverage pretty much any position where Complexity can leave their base. Just waiting on this high ground to see if any hero walks up. Z-Freak is going to be suiciding down the bottom lane. Someone has to do this. And since the Pango is dead, he's like, alright, might as well be me. He's gonna time it perfectly. Before you could do the... Okay. Right. Limp is the one who gets caught in the trap there, but watching Z-Freak, he's gonna push the bottom lane. Getting closer to his home in the Dom, which really doesn't mean much at this point, but at least he'll have it. And Moo tries to walk up here. He gets immediately spotted out by the ward. I think Sox is already in too deep. He's in too deep. Oh no. Gets deleted there by Miracle. And they're gonna pop the exorcism on the mid lane. Gonna clear out these defensive wards from Complexity as well. The mid rack's gonna go down for sure. And now CK just has to build into a BKB, but even if he starts to get items at this point, it's too late. Z-Freak actually managed to push the wave in bottom pretty effectively, forcing some TPs back from GH. Oh no, Limp. This ward doing so much. And they can't even get in a position over here to de-ward it. This Limp instantly dead again. I mean, Complexity put themselves in a bind with this draft. Like, they have two good pushing heroes that are also good at team fighting. So they're hoping they could just split push and then take advantageous fights with, like, the IO relocate. Or just be able to, you know, TP in. But, they have no other play than that, though. See, they have no play to push up or to capitalize on DP ultimate being on a cooldown. Or anything like that. Like, their only play was just to fight head on to Liquid, and the problem with that is if you fall behind, yeah, it's not much you can do. If your only play is to fight and you can't fight, then you have no plays. And their best play here was mid, which almost turned the game around. If they can get that kill into Miracle, that would have been huge. But Miracle barely managed to survive and then turn it around there. That was just lucky on Liquid's part, but also good execution. And they try to make a YOLO play. The relocate doesn't come out. This guy's stuck on a cliff. Alright, at least he's gonna laugh it off there. Z-Freak's also dead. Instantly silenced, instantly taken out. Limp's just trying to cut the wave. Is that a GG? That is a GG called. Complexity has had enough. They're just gonna go to the next game here. That is a rough one for sure. I mean, it all went down to the laning stage. The fact that Sand King had an absolutely free lane, and he was also the hero that did the most on the side of Liquid. Complexity didn't really have their priorities straight. They thought that, okay, we shut down the Morphling, and then they're just not going to be able to fight. However, they underestimated Sand King's potential in lane, and he just ended up dominating the game. He was such a problem. Like, by the time they're pushing the tier 1 bottom, he was pushing the tier 2 and taking the tier 2. And then at that point, they have complete control over Complexity's jungle. They can collapse onto the mid lane, which is exactly what happened. And then they have full map control, and at that point, Complexity have nowhere to farm. The CK can't get any items, and the only heroes being able to farm the map are Limp and Moo, and they can't even do it that safely against the Skywrath mage. Skywrath is insanely deadly against these heroes that rely so much on their abilities to get away, of course, with that long silence, combined with the Sand King stun and the what is it, Mystic Flare. They're just instantly dead anytime they show. Like, Soxa was just trying to just hold the lane, and he couldn't even do that, getting solo killed by mind control twice in lane. And at that point, like, the game was just pretty much over. They made one good play there to try to turn it around, got a big kill there using the CK as bait when the exorcism was on cooldown. But you know, with those type of plays that are just on the edge, they barely managed to take Miracle down to like 10 HP, 10% HP, but they couldn't finish him off. OS Frog hero turned back into Morphling, and at full HP at that, and they just couldn't kill him. He turned it around, and at that point, like, there was their one last play, and with that was pretty much GG right there, because they just walked right into Roshan afterwards. Even though they took out the Aegis pretty much as soon as Liquid got it, it didn't matter. It still resulted in a 5-man team wipe for Liquid, And yeah, it's gonna chill in this game real quick while we wait for the next one. I think it's gonna be. Looking at that, I think Liquid's gonna 2-0 them. I don't think you can look that shaky on the laning stage against Liquid. You're gonna just lose. And if they make the wrong laning decision in that game, they're likely to make it again. As Liquid, as the Haas said it himself, best early game team in Dota 2. I don't know if you can still say that, but I mean, they look solid there. Now, the question is Navi back? So as we watch this. Is Navi back? So they're doing okay against Newbee right now. And they did beat VP yesterday. Did I say they beat Liquid? They beat VP, I mean. I literally just woke up. I don't know what I'm saying. Liquid lost to someone, though. I think. It's not Navi. I know that. Alright, let me look it up. I haven't been watching all the games. I've been watching them like on and off. I definitely know Liquid lost to somebody. Check it out here. Nope, they did not lose to anybody. I'm just crazy. Who was the big team that lost? Oh, it was Newbee that lost. And they've lost every game so far, actually. Complexity. Oh yeah, Liquid almost lost to LGD as well. So far the standings is OG is at the top of their group, Liquid's at the top of theirs. Fortis Pro has 1 loss there to Navi. Navi's actually second in the group now because of that. And they're still playing against Newbee. Wow. Anyway, what is going on in this game? It's like, I mean, I like Newbee's draft here again. I think Lina's actually really strong again. She does a lot. Looks like her laning stage was rough against a TA, but I mean, she doesn't need that much farm. Like, look at this haste rune. Easy kill general. Oh, nice stun. This is a shutdown. Alina that is shut down hard. And she always can make plays though. They lose Kaka. Why is Kaka so farm? What? Oh, KP? KP? KP Dota? Oh, this guy doesn't have a TP. Oh, Juke behind the tree. No, he's not getting out of this one. That's a solo kill. That's rough. I mean, I'm just favoring Newbee's draft here. Like, what is their off? Is offlane slaughter like? I don't know about that. They have the slaughter TA Venge meme, I guess. We'll see how they do with that. But they're playing against Guardian Angel. Like, if Newbee just fight around Guardian Angel, like, they can just take these fights no problem. Literally all of Navi's damage is physical except for Lush. And Gyro, I guess. So they do have a decent mix, but... Oh, okay, this is a good fight. Bash, don't need it. And the problem there is no Omni Knight, no Guardian Angel. If they had Guardian Angel there, they actually would have wiped Navi, by the way. But he hasn't even skilled it yet. And T went down so low. So did Gyro, so did Lesh. But you can see that at this point, it's not really the physical damage as much they have to be afraid of. It's the magical. They got all hit by that cooldown there. And then the Pulse Nova did work. They need that Repel. They need the Guardian Angel. I don't know what the decision was there to fight without the Omni Knight. As you can see, they're not backing off. Like, they just completely got wiped and they don't care. They're running right at Navi again. They're like, where were you, Omni Knight? Omni Knight, join us and we will kill them all. They know it's still nighttime and they're ready to brawl it out. This is kind of what happened in game 1 too, against Navi. Like, Navi were taking these fights that looked good, right? Like, that fight looked good for Navi, but realistically, it didn't really do anything for them. They didn't push off of it. They couldn't shot off of it because they were so low. And now Newbee is just 5-man and they can't fight them. And they don't know that KP doesn't have Guardian Angel, by the way. Crystallized, like, this guy got dumpstered. I think they all prioritized Dendi's lane, so SCCC got shut down, but as I said, like, this hero doesn't care if she got shut down. She still flash farms very quickly, similar to an SF, and she's still able to function without farm, really. As long as she has a team to back her up, like, to frontline for her. Because, like, for example, like, if your Lina gets shut down and the rest of your team can't, like, you know, make space in a fight for her, she's gonna get focused and she won't have any defensive item like a Force Staff or Yules. But, like, as long as she has a team in front of her and her team is doing fine, even if Alina gets shut down, she can flash farm and team fights. She always can just cast off her spells and she's just as effective whether or not she has a Yules or not, or, like, whatever her first core item is gonna be. Doesn't change anything. So Navi is gonna meet Newbee's 5-man with 5-man of their own, as they cannot afford to split up at this point against a Night Stalker. Newbee gonna realize this, and actually they're gonna split up themselves so they can just farm the map. Gonna have SCCC rotate over to the bottom lane, shove it out, and they also are pressuring mid at the same time. This is forcing Navi to split up, but they're doing it safely. Now there is a play to collapse onto mid at this point, and Crystallize knows this, so they're just gonna chill, move back up on the high ground. No one's farming mid, notice that. If Crystallize was to farm mid here, there's a real chance that he can just die even with his team behind him, just because of how Newbee's able to position on him. So he's actually gonna just back off, walk around, farm these neutrals. They're gonna leave Dendi to push top, as Newbee gonna just group up again and push mid. They know Navi has to be split up at this point, as they see Dendi top, and they know there's probably 1 or 2 heroes behind him, but most likely there's other heroes split off somewhere to farm. This is not efficient for Gyro to be behind the Lina. They know that Gyro also cannot show mid, so it's a free tower for them. While the Jug was farming this whole time. And others are making plays in groups of 4, as another hero is always just split off. Groups of 4 and 3 even, where Navi, they don't have the same options. But because Dendi is farming really well, they're still keeping even in net worth. Newbee barely having an advantage. So the name of this game is literally Dendi, but I have some bad news for him, as if this Omni Knight presses 1 ability, he literally is doing 0 damage. Okay, maybe not 0 damage. If he traps someone, he'll be doing some damage. That's it. That's quite unfortunate. I think Newbee know this, so they really don't care about this Lina. However, they have to be careful though, because if this guy doesn't press his ultimate, could be in trouble. As Kaka is gonna get caught out here. Now the problem with Newbee's lineup is they have no way to kill Dandy. They can survive him, but they cannot kill him at this point. This Yules is gonna help out immensely, but now they're in a very bad position, and this guy is not here to press his ultimate in time, so they'll lose their Witch Doctor, but now he will, and SCCC will just TP out, but the repel doesn't last for long enough. He's gonna lose his repel, lose his Guardian Angel, and he's gonna end up just dying to Lil, and they're gonna blink forward and kill Omni in the back there as well, and that was not a good fight. They put themselves in a very bad position here. They knew Dendi was to the right, the Shrine was to the left, and they got pincered from both sides. And right into Roshan, Navi go. And Newbee looking sloppy, and maybe this is how they lost to Pain Gaming. And everyone else as well. Newbee is currently 0-3. They haven't won a single game yet. And is our complexity game back? It is, so we'll hop into this for now. Even though the Navi game, it's exciting. Maybe more exciting, but I've committed to cast this. I think it's my only cast. I might go back and cast again, but I'm gonna end the stream. I need to drink some coffee or something. Or eat breakfast at least. Complexity ban the IO this time. The first pick of Venomancer. I don't know about that. We ban NP, Night Stalker as well. Nearly the same bans, except instead of banning Jakiro, they're gonna pick it themselves and they'll ban Bounty Hunter instead. Looking at complexity here. Oh, their second pick. I go Rubik again. I mean, Soxa's Rubik is really good. It didn't look like that in the last game, but it's good. And they got all their other supports banned out here. Other popular ones, like Lesh. And Rubik is fairly good against Jakiro. Like all the spells I can get, the 0 cast animation, Ice Path. Of course, a Dual Breath's not bad either. And it prevents them from potentially picking Sand King again, as they'll have Rubik to answer for that. When it says it's gonna be a Naga second pick, is that a GH Naga, I guess? So now that they have this Naga draft, they have the Jakiro Naga combo, we can call it that. Complexity banning Miracle's Morphling. It's kind of one of the top carry picks right now for Liquid. They still ban the AA. Huh. That's gotta be concerning for Complexity. The fact that they ban AA like that, and they already have a Rubik on the side of Complexity, so like there's something coming. How Complexity, do they overthink this? Because like, what does banning AA mean? Because they already banned Morph, by the way, so it's not Morph. It's not because of Morph. Because look, they banned Morph first, and then Liquid ban AA, so it's not Morph unless Liquid just didn't think about the Morph ban. And I really like that AM ban. I was gonna mention it as a potential pick, but it actually got banned out. I didn't think they would actually ban it. But it's very good against Venomancer. There's an Abaddon ban from Team Liquid. And again, talking about that, back to that AA ban, it could mean like a Huskar pick, could mean an Alchemist pick. Oh, the Z-Freak Chen. Liquid have to pick their heroes very carefully now. Otherwise, they run the risk of getting run over by complexity. Thinking of a couple heroes that could work out. I think DK wouldn't be a bad pick here. Even against the Venomancer mid, like he's gonna get cancered, but at least he has high regen with the Dragon's Blood. It's hard to gank, especially with some supports behind him. Looking at their supports already, they're not the worst supports against Chen. The Dual Breath is real annoying. He's gonna have that big AoE slow, preventing him from chasing people down with the creeps, as well as Siren naturally having a lot of armor, so she's gonna be relatively survivable. Oh, that's the other option, forgot to mention. So yeah, this cancerous mid here. Like they can't pick something greedy like a Shadow Fiend or Invoker, but I mean Liquid don't really do that anyway. So yeah, they're just gonna pick a Viper here. It's also a potential deny pick if Complexity want to go the all-out Cancer and pick Venomancer, Carrier off lane, and Viper mid. Now the thing is, Viper is more vulnerable to a Chen than DK is, because he does have magic resistance, but Chen's damage mostly comes from physical in the early game, just from right clicks with the medallion or just the what is it called, Blightstone, and just the his auto attacks, the creeps auto attacks as well. So he still has to be careful, but it's still a Viper. Like you can easily turn around ganks if you don't approach it properly. I mean, looking at Complexity's draft, they're set up full on early game. Full on run at you early game. They knew this is what gave Liquid trouble. Liquid almost lost to Fly to the Moon. That's what I was thinking about. They didn't actually lose to Fly to the Moon. They almost lost to them 2-0. And this was the type of draft that gave them so much trouble, which is this very fast-paced early game draft. And it's going to pick this 4th pick Brewmaster for Moo, and this is a really good pick against Viper because you could always just send him into the air, and I mean if he's not contributing to the fight at all, it's a big hero to miss out because he's very slow, right? So by the time you send him into the air, the fight is like halfway across the map, and he can't follow up. He has no form of mobility. It's a major problem. The Nether Toxin, however, not another. So when it's called Nether Toxin, is pretty good against Brew. It'll break his passive, break Rubik's passive as well. Again, I don't know if they want to pick Sand King here. I feel like a hero like Tidehunter may be good, especially with the song setup. I think, I don't know about an Enigma, that may be a bit too greedy. They wouldn't pick Enigma against a Rubik, but the thing is, like, people say Rubik counters Enigma, but when you have Naga Song to set it up, and these heroes are relatively immobile, with only one hero really buying an early blink to ever blink out, but you cannot blink out of the Ice Path, I don't think, or Black Hole. Okay, so it's gonna be an Underlord. So they're gonna forgo stuns, because Tidehunter effectively does the same thing as Underlord, right? Sets up on the song as well with a Pit of Malice. However, he won't have like that stun. It's just a root. And the reason why I would favor stun is because you actually can prevent the Brew from ulting. The Underlord gonna be able to farm a little bit faster than the Tide with his Firestorm. A little bit less tanky though, without the Kraken Shell. Because like these heroes don't care about Active Fiora. Not really at all. Like the Venomancer is pretty much all magical. The last ban here from Complexity is going to be a Slark. I mean, it has to be a hard carry hero here for Miracle, like a hero that's going to counter this Venomancer core. Because they know it's Venomancer core, either mid or carry. And they're just banning these heroes. These miracle heroes. What does he have left? I mean, Terror Blade wouldn't be a bad option. At all. And it's gonna be Terror Blade. I mean, this is A ban. Was this still because they thought Morphling wasn't banned? They banned it without realizing Morphling was actually banned? That could be. Or they could Huskar them. The thing about Huskar is they have to be a little bit careful about picking it here, because he can get shut down in lane relatively hard. But otherwise, it's a perfect Huskar game. Oh, Juggernaut. Okay. No cheese from Liquid. Here you go. Real stamina with this one. Now they have a lot of sustain. I think the reason they picked Jug here is so they can sustain through all of this cancer from Venomancer. They just have the healing ward and they can just heal up. I mean, they just needed some other core hero to go with this Viper. With the Timber ban, I thought it might be Terrorblade, but I guess they were just banning the Timber more so as he's a good matchup against Underlord. So they don't really worry that much about Timber because they have this Viper. But unless they pick the Terrorblade, right? But last pick for complexity gonna be Troll. It's not a bad matchup against Juggernaut. So wait, hold on. It is it offlane Venomancer, mid Brewmaster, Troll Warlord, played by Chessie. Of course, we got Soxa Z Freak on Rubik and Chen. I don't know about this first pick Venomancer. I feel like Complexity's draft is fine, but this Venomancer doesn't feel like he's gonna have much of a game. You can purge the slow from Gale now with spin, so like Miracle won't die. Tomman has corrosive skin, so he's not an easy kill. The easiest kill is Mind Control for Venomancer, that is. And I feel like this Troll won't be able to do enough. Well, we'll see. But I'm calling a 2-0 here for Liquid. Like, Complexity's draft is fine. I've actually played a lot of Chen in this patch. And I know when it's a good Chen game and when it's not a good Chen game. And looking at Liquid's draft, this is not a good Chen game. Like, for example, if I put myself in the position of this Chen, like, what would I do? I would actually, I think, how I would start this game is I would go like this and start here and go mess with mid and like the support that's going to play mid. There's going to be a support that plays mid, I would assume. But if there's no support playing mid, I would force a support to play mid so that Venomancer gets more space. Because it's not worth it playing in Veno's lane. You can't kill these 3 heroes. If they try lane here, you can't do anything. If you dual lane Chen, nothing. And Troll needs someone down here. He needs someone down here. Potentially 2 people. That's why I would play in these 2 lanes. And I would just let Mu suffer for a little bit. And then I would go top after I secured these 2 lanes. Maybe like once I finish my medallion. Because they cannot allow Mind Control to free farm again. If this Underlord's able to free farm, this game's over. These 2 heroes, they don't care so much about Jug, and they need to make that distinction. Unlike the last game, because in the last game they allowed Death Prophet to pretty much have a free lane, they allowed Mind Control to have a free lane, and it didn't matter that Miracle was shut down. And same thing for this game. And they're making an adjustment. So Chen is starting bottom this time, and they're gonna try lane, just regular try lane here. No funny business. So, well, okay, this is the thing that you can do on Radiant. The heck is this Fortify? Is this a new meta? You fortify the first creep wave? for lane equilibrium. And that's smart, actually. It pushed the lane under the tower a little bit. And then you steal the second creep wave. Yeah, you can only do this on Radiant, by the way, guys. Because on the Dire, it's a lot harder. Because you have to walk up through here, and there's a good chance a support might be standing here. But, like, this ramp is so far away that there's... Realistically, unless supports see this coming, they're not going to be here. So you could just get away with this 100%. And yeah, that's what I was talking about. Mu just needs to do these shenanigans, win his lane, or not win his lane, but get his experience. And Chen starts exactly where I said he would start. He starts in this camp right here. Doesn't even kill the creep, who wants to put as much pressure ASAP. So normally what I would do in pubs is I kill this camp first, and then I sometimes kill a second camp, so I have level 2. That's because I can't trust my teammates to set up the gank properly. So I want my level 2, so I at least have a slow. Because it really sucks playing as Shen level 1, not having a slow, and then your teammates are not setting up. And then you can't follow up with your creep because it's very slow, actually. But it looks like he's going to TP top immediately. And he replaces his creep already. Instead, he wants to play aggressive with Mu. This might be a little too early for this. Like, if they don't get the kill here, it's not worth it, in my opinion. And because Jug is able to do, like, oh, they cut the creep themselves. So this is really good. We didn't catch it on camera here, but they kept the creeps out of the tower. He just walked them around himself. So now the creep waves are actually even, and that's why Chen is top. Because Mu needs some help here. Now, the reason why Chen's able to do something in this lane now is because Jug cannot move from the creep wave. Otherwise, he's going to tank, like, these shit ton of range creeps. And he needs to constantly auto-attack the lane so they can equalize the equilibrium again, which is going to make this a 2v2. And you can see, like, even if it's just 2v2, like, Miracle cannot contribute to this. He has to last it. They're still losing it. Now, Underlord's going to cut it himself. This is actually very interesting early game. It's pretty advanced stuff going on here. So, like, what happened was Mu, he went through like this with a smoke, cut the creep wave, delayed it, and the better play might have been just to bring the creeps with him. He thought that he could delay it enough, and then the wave would just push. But, see, Mind Control is going to bring the creeps with him. He's not going to... I don't think he's just going to delay it, and he's able to fight against Saksa with a full creep wave on him with just Stout Shield, triple Mango. This is actually pretty ridiculous, and they're both level 1. Because what happened was Miracle just delayed the creeps like this, and he's still doing it. But this time, they actually pulled the creep wave, and they brought it with them, which is what he should have done. Mind Control had to TP out. Now he has a big creep wave. Now, Troll didn't do the same. He actually killed the creeps, which means that it's going to push. This is such a messy early game. It looks like Limp actually is winning 1v1 against the Viper. So if Mu didn't mess this up, if he actually was able to successfully pull the wave out, he got greedy because he wanted 2 creep waves, and by the time he had 2 creep waves on him, it's very hard to bring it back out and escape with it. Well, you could escape with 1, but it's very hard to escape with 2. We see a gank here onto Mind Control and GH. They really want to dive them for the kill. Notice when the second support comes. The second support comes to guarantee that the offlaner can get the experience from these 2 creep waves. Because without that, they're just gonna die. Or we have kill on both sides here. And where's the creep wave going? Holy crap! It's a disaster. Oh my god, what is going on? Underlord's dead, but I mean, okay, this is the new lane. This is called the tier 3 lane. If you mess with the creep equilibrium enough, the creeps just walk. They just kill me now. I'm done. They go for the throne. They're like, guys, throne. Done. End. Well, this is a smart lane from Complexity. I did not know that Brewmaster actually beats Viper, but apparently he does. It's owning him. Back to what I was trying to say before is if Mu was able to play this lane without the without having to go top, I mean, he can actually gank this Viper, and I think they could have killed him. It's a little bit too late now. He's too high level, but like earlier stages, he could have killed him easily. And I think they're gonna attempt for the kill now with the Brewmaster hitting level 6, but this Viper could have been even more shut down, and a support could have been forced mid. Like, I actually think it was a mistake for Z-Free to go top like this. They should have just let Mu, like, actually suicide. What, Z-Freak's microing, and he's dead. Whoops. He was microing his creep mid, and a miracle found him. And Matoma Man, he might actually live this. They lose Soxa. Oh, they're gonna get him. Barely. The courier. What the heck? That was his boots? No, that was GH's boots. And Mu gets solo killed by Miracle. Omni Slash use. This is such a hectic game. So all in all, like, Chelsea's absolute free farm. Look at their denies. Look at their CS. Absolutely free farm on both cores. But Complexity is winning the mid lane, but I feel like they could be winning even harder. I don't know. But, like, I saw what Z-Freak did, and it didn't work out, right? So, you all gotta see what I would have done. Because I would have went top still, as I said. But I would have shut down mid first and forced the support to be there. But now they're getting run over. Because it doesn't matter that the Viper is shut down with enough backup. He's still cancerous. And they're just walking in one by one. There's a full 4-man from Team Liquid. They know that the Primal Split is on cooldown. And okay, Limp just slaps him. Chessie ready to cut off the retreat. Might get a kill here. No, Magic Stick. Still gets the kill there. Phase Boots. And as I was talking about, hard Chen game. When you don't have a good start. Like, he feels useless right now. He has to stack this camp because he, like, didn't kill the full camp all the way. But it's lucky that he got the stack off, so at least he has one access to a big creep. Or access to one big creep. Miracle is just completely free farming. He also has 2 kills on his belt. 2 of them being solo kill, or both of them being solo kills. Now Troll is going to get run at, but he's able to TP back to base. Soxa is not quite as lucky, as he does have TP, but it's a little bit too late now. And he's going to go down. And this is 4-man from Team Liquid. There is pressure being put on the mid tower, but imagine if Chen was able to be here, they actually can realistically force his mid. Like, if they completely shut down Matoma, if they completely shut him down, he wouldn't be able to do this. Because it's how a Viper works. But he, even though getting shut down a little bit in lane, is able to just 4-man now with his team and put a lot of pressure on a single lane, forcing a lot of reactions from Complexity. And comfortably, Mu doesn't want to lane against Jug. He can die at any moment with Omni Slash being up. And Troll is going to go down bottom. I mean, I don't know why he TP'd back down here. There's no place for him to be down here. But they don't want to give away the lane, but they have to. Like, Troll cannot fight against this. And that's why I wasn't feeling the Troll pick. Because this is just going to happen to him. Unlike a Jug, for example, like, Jug can at least attempt to survive. Troll has no counterplay. Like, he gets 4-man like this and he's done. Like, so many people, like, they're worried about Troll free farming. You don't care if Troll free farms. You know, you have free farm Troll. You put 3 heroes in his lane, 4 heroes in the lane, he has no other option other than to jungle, and he can't even jungle safely because if you gank him in the jungle, he's also dead. He has no form of survivability at all, even if he's free farming. As long as you have the proper heroes. I remember there was one game where one of my teammates was bitching at me because he was like, Troll free farm, and he was just crying all game, and I was Chen, right? And I wasn't playing in Troll's lane because I knew that I couldn't do much in his lane because he had a Crystal Maiden support. And I was just winning mid, winning top, and then I show up to his lane with 2 creeps and Troll just dies 2 times in a row. Even though he was free farming, like, it doesn't matter. but he's still holding down bottom. Like, this is affecting his farm. Notice like Miracle is pulling ahead now. We can open the net worth. You see that Miracle is ahead by like 700 gold. And remember when I said like his only option is to go jungle. He's not that safer in here as well, but they're not going to go for him as they aren't positioned to. Instead, they're just going to push the wave in. They are giving up their mid tower as the catapult wave's coming in. Zfree's here to push it as well. Any hero that shows bottom is going to die. I don't know what Toxo is still doing down there, but I think they're just trying to delay this push as much as possible. The mid tower is going to go down. It's so annoying to play Chen against Underlord. And they're going to get the tower deny actually, which is going to suck. Mu is going to be set down bottom now, giving the top tower away to Miracle. It's by himself. Keep in mind, Miracle is able to be alone, and he cannot be contested because of the rest of the pressure being put in this lane, and they do not want to lose their safe lane tower. So they'd rather give up this top lane tower and allow Miracle to free farm than give away this tower too early, because then they lose control of their jungle, which Troll desperately needs, and Chen. Limp is just farming his Blink Dagger, so he's able to fight. He hasn't used his Primal Split since the first one. Z-Freak has his Medallion now, and they're ready to make a play with Primal. There's also DD Rune here, and at this point, they're gonna attempt for a gank onto Miracle, but Miracle is already TP'd out. Mu is gonna be dead bottom, tower bottom's gonna be dead. Miracle spells the rotation coming as soon as he sees the Troll top. He's like, Troll's top, there has to be teammates with him, and he's gonna go mid. However, he uses spin pretty aggressively here. And Complexity actually going to go into Roshan with his DD, and they saw it. There's a ward from Liquid, and they know that Complexity is inside Roshan, but can they get here in time to contest it? And it doesn't seem like so. So they're going to give away Roshan. Now, this bottom tower actually didn't die. They actually rotated the supports out. The hero wasn't here hitting it, and they don't really truly have a building hitter. And the creep wave got cleared off by the max out Venom wards. He had completely maxed it out here. 3 points in poisoning, 4 points in plague wards. And they're actually still able to keep this tower alive. However, now the mid tower is getting pressured by Miracle and the supports. Soxa is here to defend. Like these deaths are kind of clowning or whatever, but it's just a desperate attempt to defend these towers. They do not want to give the towers for nothing, and they're willing to just suicide to keep the tower alive for a little bit longer, as long as it's not the Troll's life. Like, they're willing to sacrifice moves, sacrifice supports to keep these towers alive. And he might actually get a kill here into mind control. Oh, so close. He's gonna buy a. He doesn't need to. He could have buy a hood or a cloak. We have the push coming in the top lane with Troll and Chen. It's really nice that Chessie has his Aegis, by the way, because he's confident enough to do this. Because it's not safe to do this, by the way, as you see what's going to happen now. He might actually die. What is move? Ends up dying bottom to Kuroki. And the send back is used there onto Chessie, so he's going to be safe. They do lose to Chen there, but they force Liquid to go back to the top lane, which is just fine. Like, Complexity is bleeding a little bit too many kills. The early game could have gone a little bit smoother, but they're doing an okay job. Now, next game plan here, like, it really sucks that Chen dies like that because he lost all of his creeps, and his time to reset to be able to do something like that again is at least 2 or 3 minutes, which sucks. And also, someone needs to be here to deward this jungle, as this Troll is not going to be able to do this safely as soon as Liquid gets set up here. But notice this bottom tower has been kept alive, and it's very... You can see like how much importance Complexity is putting on this bottom tower. Like, at least giving away 5 kills, 4 kills at this point to keep this tower from dying. Ooh, and a really nice gank here onto Matomo Man. This Troll Brewmaster combo is so deadly. This hero just crits. And move right back in the bottom lane. He doesn't care. And he knows he's actually safer to do this now because the jug is top. And there's not much for Miracle to do up here, by the way. So, like, he doesn't really want to be top. He's going to look for a kill here, potentially. But doesn't look like he's going to find it. Jesse might be in trouble. But he's not going to go for it. I think he's going to cut the wave mid and TP. Freak got his creep army up again, and he's going to push top. What the heck happened? Camera? Hello? Excuse me? His creep army is going to shove top. That's what he's going to do. Moo, his job, keep this tower alive still. Keep it alive, keep it alive. He's going to be down here. That's his only job. Get some farm while he's at it. His troll is going to farm the jungle because he's really... First of all, they don't want him to die, even with the Aegis. Second of all, he has no defensive capabilities other than getting sent back by Chen. Limp, of course, he can at least ultimate. And he's also wanting to, shove the lanes and then go for ganks when he can. He's the strongest hero by far on the side of Liquid right now. Or Complexity, I mean. Oh, that's very unfortunate. He walked into the thing, so he couldn't get the jump there. But they will get the top tower. It's going to get netted up. This blink constantly getting cancelled. He probably will have to ultimate here. Oh, send back from Z-Freak. But Z-Freak's in trouble. He can TP. And he has a bunch of creeps here. Net doesn't come out in time. They dominate his creeps. He's going to lose all of his creeps, but that's fine. They TP down bottom, and they will take the bottom tower. Yeah, Complexity is doing a good job, a real good job in this game. They're controlling the lanes really well. They're making use of the fact that the Viper is very immobile. It takes them a really long time from walk to lane and respond to like all these pushes. And they're definitely picking Liquid apart a little bit, even though they've like fed a lot of kills away. But as I mentioned, like kills for a reason. Like if this tower wasn't up bottom, like Moo couldn't comfortably just sit down here because he wouldn't have place where his allies could TP onto. They wouldn't be able to respond and take this tower so quickly after getting out of top. Like this tower being alive at this point is a pretty big deal, honestly. And I think Liquid are going to mobilize their forces to look to actually contest it, but Limp just crits the hell out of GH and forces a Song TP out of him. He's going to blink to the high ground. Like, you can see how ballsy Limp is able to play. And he doesn't care. Z-Freak gonna be building into a pipe. It's really good against a Jakiro, Underlord, Viper. And Moo, he just made this bottom lane his home. Like normally, I think this is why they picked the Venomancer. Normally no hero can do this. This Underlord could do this, but like Venomancer does it so well because he doesn't even have to like show up to cast Firestorm, for example, right? He literally just sits there, creates a ward wall, and it just becomes really hard to push the lane. And this is actually doing so much. This is doing so much that this tower is alive. Like, this is allowing Soxa to do this. It is allowing them to go do anything they want on the map. Because, like, this ideally should be Liquid's space. There should be Liquid space. But they can't take it because Moo is just sitting down here constantly just killing the waves. And they are too weak at this point to actually contest them. And Viper can't kill him. He's going to just TP out. And the worst thing that they would hope for is for them to mobilize to push this tower, and then the Brew just comes in and wipes them. Now, they didn't accomplish anything with that Aegis, but Chessie was able to push, farm, and he has like this all jungle to himself here. He's been pushing the waves, and he's getting a lot of farm right up there with Miracle, who, keep in mind, like he was actually free farming without anyone contesting him. Pretty much, and he got 2 solo kills as well. Now that they know that they sent the Venomancer back to base, they're going to look to contest, but look where Moo is. He's going to walk right back down bottom, and there's also Limp behind him, and this tower becomes very hard to push even if it's half HP. And you see Miracle not even following, he's pushing it up to here, and then he has to back off. The rest of Liquid, they're getting the farm where they can around the map in their jungle. And if this continues, Complexity is just going to slowly out-farm. Very slowly, but they're going to slowly out-farm Liquid. As you can see, they are at a slight gold advantage now. A lot of it is because of the towers they've gotten, but also because of their map control. Looks like Liquid looking to make an aggressive play down mid, while over here they almost kill GH again, forcing a Song TP. Is really big that they force these songs out, actually, as without the song they can't really fight. And Matoman finds Z-Freak, but immediately TP. However, Ice Path is there. Z-Freak gets caught out. He's going to lose all his creeps as well, just unfortunate. But they're pushing bottom all the way in with a catapult. And I think that Liquid will have to go back to respond to this. And now this is a big problem for them, as there's a wave pushing in top and a wave pushing in bottom. So they're going to have to pick and choose. However, the troll actually wasn't feeling comfortable being up here, and he'd rather just farm. He could have stayed up here a little bit longer and wait for Liquid to show, but he wasted too much time doing that. In the bottom lane, they managed to get a kill here on the Underlord. They trade it for Soxa, but that's just fine. They're still keeping the pressure up down here. They get the Gale max range onto Kuroki. The catapult was dominated by Matoman, but Limp, he's ready to jump. Oh, this could be real bad. Link, double clap, and oh, he ults immediately. Sending the Viper into the air, as I mentioned, and there's nothing you can do about that. They get the kill onto the Jakiro, and they're going to back off. Oh, they get the ultimate onto the Earth Panda, focusing it down. Actually doing a fair bit of damage to it, but he should be able to just blink right out. Miracle is cutting creep waves top here. A space created, a lot of rotations forced, and I mean, they're just kind of stuck in this little hole here, and this bottom tower, as I mentioned, is still alive. Miracle gets spotted out by Z-Freak in this jungle, but he's going to TP out. And they're scouting out Roshan now, so that's Complexity's next objective here, Roshan. But without the Brew split, I think that Liquid, they're looking to contest. And Miracle with a Shadow Blade spots out Limp, but he doesn't know if he can kill him or not. Probably won't be able to. There's also illusions and other heroes nearby, so it's not going to go for it. And actually, it's going to be Liquid who are going to be the ones who attempt Roshan. And oh, there, Miracle did find the kill there onto Moo. He's going to Shadow Blade over. However, Roshan is not going to be going down that quickly. Not that the Firestorm doesn't affect Roshan anymore, but Miracle finds another kill for himself here onto Z-Freak. And Roshan will go down. So I feel like this Brew split play in the bottom lane didn't really work out. They're actually going to buy back and fight. Moo buys back. Boots travels onto a creep. Stolen Omni Slash from Soxa. Not really doing much. Moo is going to immediately die. The Song of the Siren comes out. Limp steals a cheese, actually. Who got the Aegis? Miracle still got the Aegis. They're going to take out Mind Control. There is the Brew Split. There's also a cheese. He uses the Brew Split first. And he has to be careful about losing all his Brewlings. Miracle does a lot of physical at this point. There's a BKB onto Chessie, but he can't focus anyone down. He gets netted. He has to man up against Miracle. He gets sent back by Z-Freak. They steal the cheese. They don't prevent the Aegis. Didn't get the last hit. There's a dieback onto Moo, and now Liquid gonna push. Their death ball is something to be worried about. Like, Complexity did a really good job of splitting the map, but this death ball is so strong from Liquid, and they always have Song of the Siren to reset the fight. These heroes are so hard to kill, especially with a healing ward. They're dealing with like pretty much two tanky heroes. Miracle is hard to kill because of how farmed he is. He does a lot of damage, has a silver edge now. It's going to be real good. And I think Moo is just dead here again. Omni Slash. And he's just dead. So he's stolen Omni Slash from Soxa again. Gonna refresh the timer on it, as he already stole it actually. So as you see, he's still on cooldown. And Mind Control is only going to get tankier with the more items he gets. And they're setting up for a gank on him right now. A really good positioning from Limp. He's going to fall a little bit low, but he has a cheese. He might have to use it here. And he's going to use it. But Toe Man getting caught out. Omni Slash is up for Saksa, but the creep wave is incoming. He's going to use it now, but it's going to bounce onto the creeps for sure. And I think he might have just died because of that. The rest of Complexity have to back off, but Miracle is already scouting out with the Shadow Blade Z-Freaks in a world of hurt. What is he doing? He actually calls his creeps to him, gets the stun onto Miracle, but it's too late. And now he's going to give away his creeps as well. They're going to die anyway. They finally get this bottom tower. Miracle is Aegis, such a big problem. He's 9-0 and 1. And this is when they're going to regret the Miracle free farm. He's seeing it come right away, but because Jug is so much harder to pressure, they didn't even have an option of pressure him after he got free farm. Like with a hero like Troll, you can put pressure on him and you force him out of his lane, as Liquid did. But with Jug, you can't really do that because you can always just spin TP to the other lane and he's not going to die. Now they take 2 towers down bottom. Miracle is going to go top, push that lane out, and Liquid starting to garner a bit of an advantage. Limp going for the BKB just so we can go for this battle build. He wants to just fight as a regular Brewmaster rather than using a split, which is okay, especially as he's able to be buffed up by Battle Trance. Mind Control building into a Crimson Guard. Once he gets that, it's going to be hard for Complexity to find kills. Once they have Pipe Crimson, there's a lot of damage mitigation. The Viper is also going for a Mjolnir. And they need this pipe onto Z-Freak, and he doesn't quite have it yet. They need that, or this Brewmaster having BKB, that's fine. Because then they'll have a lot of magic resistance, actually. Well, Null Field is not maxed out. But with the pipe and the Null Field later on, they're going to be okay. However, the problem is actually getting kills, as Death Ball is coming. Liquid looking to go for a high ground push. Troll splitting bottom. Miracle is going to spin, hit the tower. Moo is going to try to drop down the play ward to try to defend this. Chessie taking out the tier 2. He's going to push the high ground with his illusions. Oh, GH catches him out. He's actually going to BKB TP because he doesn't want to get cancelled somehow. And actually catch out Mind Control. This is a big kill. The Omni Slash from Miracle didn't do anything. As it bounced, the Brew Split came out. Chessie's here, and he's ready to fight. However, Miracle is a little bit stronger, so he has to run from him. Also, the Viper being in the area, he's going to focus down Sox, so he tries to TP out, but he's not going to be able to do it. Meanwhile, Kuroki dies to the poison from Moo. Now Limp TPing in, but Jug's too strong. Even with the BKB, he's just instantly dead. Now the song comes out as well. Chessie's going to get focused down. The minus armor, he does Manta split the net. Now he still has to BKB though to run away. That was a gem as well on the Brewmaster. Now Mind Control going to Dark Rift in, and they're looking to take a Rax here. Chessie is dead, or Limp is dead without buyback. Moo getting focused down. This Jug doing so much damage at this point with the Monkey King bar. That's going to be the first set of Rax going to Team Liquid. And Complexity, like, they definitely played this game well, but looks like it didn't matter. They just aren't able to match up against this Juggernaut. Miracle's just way too farm. He went for the perfect items as well, picking off heroes by himself with the Silver Edge Shadow Blade build. And now Chessie is in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have his BKB. He has Super Urn on him, slowed up by the Viper. He will barely get out. Master will respawn now. Saksa spinning but gets netted up. Miracle just walks right up, gives him a couple of auto attacks, and he's done for. Chessie actually killed the Basher on the courier. But this game looks like it's about to be over. Again, this is not an easy Chen game, and you can see it here. Our Z-Freak is 1-8-2. This is not an easy Chen game at all. Like, he really needed to play Chen perfectly in the early game for them to win this, or for him to have impact later on, but as you see, he's literally just dead weight at this point, and Liquid are just running over complexity. I wouldn't be surprised if they called GG. They killed GH there, but Man's in trouble. He's a gem holder. He actually might die here. He will. They're all poisoned. I think Liquid just overextended here. The stolen Firestorm from Rubik doing work. Mind Control is going to die, canceling the Dark Rift, but Mu is just going to get cleaved down by Miracle, and he kills Saksa as well, and he's going to kill Z-Freak too. That's full 5-man wipe. GG is going to be called, because that's going to be Mega Creeps for sure. Mu can buy back, but that's not going to do anything. And Liquid is going to make this a quick 2-0, and I think this is going to knock Complexity out of the tournament. That's why they're saying good luck further. But that's going to be it for my cast for now. I might come back in if there's more games today. I'm definitely going to be probably casting the main event. I'm not so sure. But if you guys enjoyed this cast, this live stream. And peace out, everyone. This was Liquid versus Complexity. We got some pretty good analysis. Some educational, especially from the early games from both these games. So educational content provided. So peace out, everyone. And make sure you subscribe. I'll leave a like as well if you've enjoyed listening and watching so far. But it's been Hachi, signing out.